أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون فقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أأتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي وربي وجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون وإن كل جميع لدينا محضرون وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وأعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخسمون ولا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد عضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون فمن نعمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هم خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Jazakallah khairan. The flower was by Brother Muhammad Naqvi, our talented young reciter. Please recite a loud salawat. I request you to please recite Alhamd once and 3 times Surah Ikhlas for the Isal Sawab of Marhum Sayyid Abrar Hussain Kazmi. And please include all the other Marhumeens, those whose names are written, Monument of Zara, your own Marhumeen, and include the Marhumeens for whom there is no one to say Fatiha. برائے خوشنودی امام زمانہ صلوات. We'll start the majlis for the soem of Marhum Sayyid Abrar Hussain Kazmi with the recitation of small salam by Shazil Bankash.
پردیسی ان بے بالوں کی یاد جو تیر چبوتی ہے، پردیسی ان بے بالوں کی یاد جو تیر چبوتی ہے، نانا کے روزے پر صغرا چپ کے روتی ہے، آنے والے بھائی کا رستا تکتی ہے بیمار بہن، آنے والے بھائی کا رستا تکتی ہے بیمار بہن، بھائی کی مجبور جوانی برچی کھائے سوتی ہے، کس کا رونا کیسے آنسو عشرے کے دن عصر کے بعد، کس کا رونا کیسے آنسو عشرے کے دن عصر کے بعد، صغرا اپنے رخساروں سے گرد یتیمی دھوتی ہے، باپ کے سینے پر سوتی تھی وہ بھی ایک زمانہ تھا، باپ کے سینے پر سوتی تھی بھی ایک زمانہ تھا، ایک زمانہ یہ ہے سکینہ خاک کے اوپر سوتی ہے۔ اکبر کی شادی کی تمنا ہائے مقدر صغرا کا، اکبر کی شادی کی تمنا ہائے مقدر صغرا کا، سحرے کی لڑیاں تو نہیں اشکوں کے بال پہ روتی ہے۔ جس نے امت کی راہوں میں فرش بچھایا پھولوں کا، امت اس کے بیماروں کی راہ میں کانٹے بوتی ہے۔ پردیسی کنبے والوں کی یاد جو تیر چبوتی ہے۔
Sisters, please join us here in the main hall. I'll now request Brother Misan Musfi to pay his respect to the Shuhada-e Karbala. Salawat pढ़ लीजिएगा.
ایک سورہ فاتحہ پڑھ لیجیے ولائی صلی سوال مرحوم سید عطا رضا کاظم کے لیے۔ صلو علی محمد و علی محمد۔ غربت میں قتل ہو گیا مظلوم بے وطن، میں بھائی بھائی کہتی تھی لاشا بہن بہن، میں بھائی بھائی کہتی تھی لاشا بہن بہن، میں بھائی بھائی کہتی تھی لاشا بہن بہن، تیروں پہ تھا رکھا ہوا لاشا حسین کا، ڈوبا ہوا لہو میں تھا کرتا حسین کا، آواز تھی حسین کی بہنا کفن کفن، میں بھائی بھائی کہتی تھی لاشا بہن بہن، آئی ناراض دو گھڑی پردیس کی فضا، کنبہ گھر اجڑ گیا پردیس دیس غیر کا اپنا وطن وطن میں بھائی بھائی کہتی تھی لاشاں بہن بہن ایک دل پہ داغ میں نے بہت اٹھا لیے کچھ داغ میں نے قلب کے اندر چھپا لیے چھپتے نہیں چھپانے سے داغ رسن رسن میں بھائی بھائی کہتی تھی لاشاں بہن بہن دیکھا ہے بابا میں نے جو منظر بتاؤ کیا نیزوں پہ تھا رکھا ہوا سر شہید کا گھوڑوں کی دوڑنے سے تھا ٹکڑے بدن بدن میں بھائی بھائی کہتی تھی لاشاں بہن بہن برچھی کلیجے علی اکبر میں جب لگی بابا کو دی صدا کبھی آواز مجھ کو دی کہتا تھا سینہ تھا میں کہ اماں چبھن چبھن میں بھائی بھائی کہتی تھی لاشاں بہن بہن غربت میں قتل ہو گیا مظلوم بے وطن میں بھائی بھائی کہتی تھی لاشاں بہن بہن
محمد آل محمد صلوات
جزاک اللہ پڑھنے سے رائے خوشن کے امام مظلوم بلندر صلوات
صلی اللہ محمد آل محمد.
And now I request Hujjat Islam Maulana Sayyid Hadi Yasin to please address this majlis swayam. Salawat پڑھ لیجیے گا.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد
اللهم صل على محمد
وعلى أحبته الطيبين الطاهرين واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Ya Allah, inshallah, accept our amal and dua. Inshallah, gathering for the sake of Allah, recite another salawat and gift it to Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad.
We recite a salawat to all marhumina, marhumat, specifically marhum Qazi Guzashte, Sayyid Abrar Hussein Kazemi, loud salawat, alhamdulillah.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad.
Salawat ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad.
May Allah, inshallah, bless all of you tonight for two reasons to do our first and foremost. Alhamdulillah, we have the tawfiq that is the eve of the wiladat of Amir al-Mu'min Imam Ali alayhi salatu wassalam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad.
This is indeed a tawfiq for us being alive or not being in this dunya, that we are among the muhibbeen of Amir al-Mu'mineen. One of the blessings of this marhum was that, I just heard from Brother Ehsan, until the end he was saying Mawla Ali, Mawla Ali, Mawla Ali, right? It's a blessing that we all have, and this tawfiq that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us, that we know this great personality and this person. First and foremost, congratulations on this great occasion, the wiladat of Amir al-Mu'mineen. As he said himself, our Shia are those that their feelings and emotions are related to us. يَحْزَنُونَ لِحُزْنِنَا وَيَفْرَحُونَ لِفَرَحِنَا. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad.
Their feelings and emotions are related to us. So we're so happy tonight because it's the eve of the wiladat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, first and foremost, before anything else. And of course our heart goes to the family of Marhum for this incident that happened, and he's not among us anymore. We're happy for him to have this tawfiq, that he left this dunya in this great month of Rajab. The wiladat of Imam Muhammad Taqi, the wiladat of Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wassalam, indeed you are the tawfiq from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We want Allah, inshallah, give us the same tawfiq to live in this dunya in the path of Muhammad wa al Muhammad, and leave this dunya and die with Muhammad, muhabbat of Muhammad wa al Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Ali
Few
Muhammad.
words about, we have to talk about Amir al-Mu'mineen first. This great personality, the collection of all beauties that you can imagine, we keep saying. Any topic, any attributes that you can possibly think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He wanted a human being to have, you can find that example in Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam practically. When you look at the shaja'ah, the bravery of Amir al-Mu'mineen, he never entered any war unless he came out of that war with victory. They're narrating that the armor that he had, the armor didn't have the back. Armors usually have two sides, front and back. The back side didn't have, the armor didn't have a back. They asked him why. He says, I never put my back up on enemies. I never run away from the enemies. Always in front of them, right? That's why in that great war that he had, Jibreel came and says what? La fata illa Ali la sayf illa zulfaqar. No one else had this privilege that Jibreel. When Jibreel says this from who? From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one else had this tawfiq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, says the things is. Indeed, Jabal Mard is Ali, right? Indeed, he is Ali. For what? Because he's not scared. He's among few ones who stayed with Rasulullah and defended the life of Rasulullah. Some other people ran away behind the mountains. But after the incident, Rasulullah says, if you even wanted to run away, why did you go too far away? You didn't have to go too far. You could stay a little bit away. They went too far. But Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salatu wasalam, the shaja'ah. The shaja'ah is the fadila, is an attribute, right? Not everybody has. And this shaja'ah comes from what? The iman of Amir al-Mu'mineen. It's not because, na'udhu billah, some people might be reckless. They're doing whatever they want to do. They're not afraid, right? But Amir al-Mu'mineen is what? The shaja'ah comes from the iman of Amir. The gozasht and forgiveness, who he was. In the battlefield, he was forgiving his enemies. And they were asking to be forgiven. The basirat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, what he could see in all around the world, you know. The basirat of Amir al-Mu'mineen, an intuition of him in iman of Amir al-Mu'mineen. How strong he is standing. If it was not for the sake of basira, when they attacked the house of Amir al-Mu'mineen, he could do something because, you know, I have to defend. The basira is that what? For the sake of Islam, I have to follow the recommendation of Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa alihi.
The Sahabat of Amir al-Mu'mineen. How generous was Amir al-Mu'mineen? He was very famous for that. Everybody know, you heard a lot of stories about him, right? That he was building gardens and creating and making wells, and he was donating. Before he was cleaning his hands, he was donating, writing down, this is for this person, this is for that person, this is for this person. Right? The generosity of Amir al-Mu'mineen. When you look at all these attributes, you see that these are the attributes that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has Himself. And He wants human beings to practice having those attributes. After Rasulullah, no one had the highest level of these attributes, which comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, except Amir al-Mu'mineen. From the same nur, from the same soul, He's created Amir al-Mu'mineen, the same soul of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And he was trained by who? By Rasulullah himself. He said himself in Najwa, he said, he put lughman, he put food in my mouth. He was, you know, the stepson of Rasulullah. Rasulullah grew him up, you know, trained him. He says when he was doing ihtijaj to those people in masjid, he says, which one of you guys you had this tawfiq? That I grew up with, he raised me, he put food in my mouth. And sometimes you see some of the people who saw Rasulullah 6 months, they narrated 1,000 and 1,000 hadiths, but in the books from Amir al-Mu'mineen, there's no specific hadith for something. Trained by Rasulullah, trained by. Indeed, Jibreel that came. When we are together, talk about Amir al-Mu'mineen, we're talking about what kind of personality he had and what can we do in order to get closer to that personality. That's what we have to look for. Someone came to Masoom and says, you know, I'm one of the Shia of you. And Masoom says, don't lie. Don't lie? What do you mean? He says, you are one of the muhibbeen of us. You like us. Shia means what? The one who follow. Step by step. You heard this story from me. One day, Salman and Amir were passing a street or garden together. The gardener says, I saw him, both of them, that they came. 2 people came. There should be 4 footsteps, but there was only 2. Salman was putting his steps on the footsteps of Amir al-Mu'mineen. It's a symbol, by the way. Step by step, following that action to reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Indeed, it's tawfiq for us and for all of us. Marhoom said Abrar as well, that he had the muhabbat of Amir al-Mu'mineen in his heart. Inshallah, right now, he is with Amir al-Mu'mineen, and Amir al-Mu'mineen is taking care of his soul, inshallah. ببركة الصلوات على محمد وآله. They have authority over there. They can do whatever, shafa'ah and everything over there, right? It's in their hands, inshallah, and all of us who have this tawfiq. Some of the reasons that why, now that we have these great personalities like Amir in front of us, why sometimes we have issue and we do not follow them fully and completely the way that we're supposed to follow. We have to think about this. Tonight I'm going to diagnose few of these issues to make our majlis more practical. What are the reasons and why? I'm going to talk about the topic of Jahl and Ghafla. There are two topics in ayat al-Quran, in riwayat, we have a lot of traditions about it. And ayat al-Quran. Jahl is what? Ignorance. That you don't know something. Ghafla means what? Ghafla means what? Who knows? Negligence. What is the difference between these two? The jahl is something you can go study and you can remove it. But negligence doesn't go away with the study necessarily. No. Jahl can go away if you go to school. But not necessarily the ghafla and negligence. Someone can be a PhD scholar, ayatollah, whoever, doesn't matter. Higher level of knowledge, but can be ghafil at the same time as well. Two concepts here. Many people in this dunya, they have jahl, they have ignorance. They don't know. They don't have enough information. They're not even having the pain that they don't know that much. They don't even have this feeling that I have to go learn more. And the Sayyid al-Ulum, the best of all knowledge is what? What is related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and knowing Allah. This is the best of all ulum and knowledge. And science first, we have to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ahlul Bayt, creation, the world, and anything related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That goes with jahl. But the ghafla is different. Ghafla not necessarily goes away with what? With knowledge. Many people around the world, from the beginning to the end, they had issue and they will have issue in their iman because of ghafla, the negligence they have. Many of us, we have, alhamdulillah, good amounts of information about Islam. What is halal, what is haram, what we're supposed to do, what we're not supposed to do. Do we really act upon those things that we know? Do we really follow what is exactly halal, what is exactly haram, inshallah? Sometimes ghafla comes and doesn't let us practice. Why this ghafla comes? The biggest enemy that we have towards the Wilayat Amir al-Munahid al-Islam and Iman is what? This ghafla. The ghafla is important. How can, and where this ghafla comes from, how we can remove this ghafla. I want to mention few reasons, because it's related to our majlis as well. Because, as we always say, we don't know when is our next time. The next time for us, it says, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. That time's up for the office. You have to go. What if I was ghafil? What if I was dealing with negligence? What if I didn't know? Can you give me some more time, inshallah, One more year, inshallah, I'm going to work it. No, time's up. You have to go. They didn't even negotiate. There's no bargaining. That's it. They have to go. Every single one of us, we don't even know we leave this door, we can be alive. Right? Number one issue that ghafla comes to our life, and with ghafla go, anything else can happen. Committing sins, oppressing others, forgetting about our duties, anything else can come, right? Number one, we became spectators in this dunya. We're so busy in this world. We're so just watching everything. Either TV or news or phone or social media or something around us. It just keeps us busy. Let's go see over there as well. They said this restaurant is a very nice restaurant. That store is a new store. This is over there. Imagine your son, your daughter, they're going to do their homeworks. They keep looking around. They keep looking around. What do you say? You can do your homework like that. You have to pay attention. Focus. That's what we do sometimes. We keep looking around. What is there? I want this. I want that. Oh, there's something else. I want that as well. This is a new car. I want it too. There's a new phone. I want that too as well. So busy. You're just watching everything. Have less time to think. Have less time to ponder about our duties and responsibilities. Second, related to this, that brings ghafla, we want a lot. Alhaakumut takathur. We just want a lot. We want to gather a lot. My land is larger and bigger, right? How many cars? How many houses? What is the number of bank accounts and balance that I have? What is this? What is this? The more we have, the happier we are, right? How many rooms your house has? Oh, it should be more expensive, right? More and more. And sometimes it's not about dunyavi things, it's about cultural things, it's about spiritual things. How many books I wrote? MashaAllah, 30 volume of books I wrote. Allah Akbar Takasur. 30 Hajj I went. MashaAllah Akbar Takasur, be careful. How many so and so? It's all about collecting more and more and more. That brings ghafla. Rather than the quality, you just focus on the quantity. Some people, you just look around, they live in this dunya short amount of time, full of barakat and rahmat, and full of blessings for the whole ummah of Islam and for the whole people around the world. Some people are opposite. I said the other night, I said that what can we do that our life, our legacy be something that will be left after ourselves, and we can do something even when we are not in this dunya. And we're so involved with this topic of just watching and wanting a lot from this. Sometimes we have to pause, we have to think about this. How much? Should I stop here? Let me think about it. Let me think about it. All of us. Which these two are related to the topic of what? Dunya. Dunya. Ad-dunya ra'su kulli khati'ah. The origin of all issues is this dunya. You know what that means? Financial, social, psychological, go on, medical. This dunya is the head of all problems, the hope of this dunya. Hope, we love this dunya as well. Hope that is just, I want this dunya for the sake of this dunya. Some of the people, some of you guys, you have this dunya, but you use this dunya for akhirah. That's great. The money comes, the strength, the health, the power, the youth. You use it for the sake of Allah. That's great. But sometimes some people, they're busy with dunya for the sake of this dunya. That's the problem. And let me tell you what, having too much of this dunya have this risk and danger that will push you towards what? Having ghafla from this dunya. It was a hadith very interesting. I heard Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said, Ya Nabi, I will give you the wealth of Sulaiman. I will give you the wealth of Sulaiman. Would you like it? And I do not bring your level down. Rasul says, no, I don't want it. Allah wanted to test us. I don't want that much more. إلهي لا تكلني تلفة إلى نفسي طرفة عين أبدا, right? For a second, Allah, I don't want you to let me just be relying on myself. I don't want that. This dunya, go throughout the history. Any kings attack, kill someone else. Someone oppressed someone else. Someone stole something else. Go to the history of Islam, history of Ahlul Bayt, Karbala, anything. You see the footstep of dunya over there. Ibn Muljam, he knew who is Amir al-Mu'mineen. Umar said he knew who is Imam Hussein. He came to Umar. What is that? You step back and see what dunya is there. Now it's very interesting. I don't know why. Now that we have this dangerous plague and issue in front of us, we're not scared of it. Now we see that this dunya could deceive some people to stay in front of Imam Hussein and kill Imam Hussein, who they knew is Imam Hussein. I don't know why we're not scared of this dunya. Why we're not scared. They said virus, right? We heard this virus did something to some people. 2% something, is going on with this virus, right? We're all afraid of that. Because we heard this did something to someone. We knew dunya did what to who? Million and million examples, we're not still scared. It's not epidemic for us, no? We're still good. I want more of that. Imagine someone says, I'm going to go somewhere that the virus is there, I want more of that. Does it make sense? Indeed it doesn't make sense. Dunya is there to receive. And then with this dunya go, the ghafla comes with what? Ghafla means the curtain comes between you and haqiqah and reality. How does it come? When you start committing sins. You start going against the path and orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The iron in your house, the mirror in your house, if you don't clean it every day or every week or something, a layer of dust will go over it. And then the next week, and then the next week, and the next week. Then you put it in front of the sun. It doesn't reflect anything. Ghafla comes, take it, right? It's the same mirror. The fitrah is there. You're the same origin. You have the inner nature that insan, fitrah. You're supposed to recognize Allah by your nature. But the ghafla comes. 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers. Sometimes see the end of ghafla is death of heart. Not just heart, soul, right? Death of heart. Marwan al-Hakam, he had this disease. Death of his heart. He said, I don't enjoy doing ibadah, but I enjoy torturing and killing people. This is the death of heart and soul, right? Committing sins, committing harm, oppressing others, doing something against it. And then what the ghafla comes very slowly. Takes the whole life of someone, goes step by step, step by step, step by step. Then you see that 50 years, 60 years, 70 years passed. What did they do? Nothing. How did they spend? Well, I made a lot of money, and I worked for a lot of people in this company and that company. Good job, mashallah, brother. What else? I ate, a lot as well. A lot of chickens, I ate a lot of chickens, a lot of biryani, a lot of things. I drank a lot of water and juice, mashallah, subhanallah, good job. Only you could do it. Well, we shared, all of us, with animals in these things. What else could you do? What else you left after yourself? Huh? Sometimes you see some people, the al-mu'min al-kayyis, with a smart thing, sometimes doing something, helping something, publishing a small book, a small juzla, a small notebook, some hadith, some riwayat, after themselves, right? Bismillah, stays after them. Some books, stays after them. So and so wrote this book, Remember the example of Sheikh Abbas al-Qumi, which is Mafadi al-Jannah. Every single house of Shia you go, there's at least one volume of Mufati, right? It's not the work of Sheikh Abbas al-Qumi. It's the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to him. And with the sincere niyyah, he did this, and that came to him. Pay attention to this. That's the blessings that comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the tawfiq comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you step forward for the sake of Allah, He would help you, revive you in this dunya and in akhirah. You step one, take one step towards Allah, becomes 10 steps towards you. You do one thing for the sake of Allah, He does multiple things for you. Ayat al-Quran says, "And الذي يقرض الله قرضا حسنا يضاعفه." You give us a little bit of help, loan, for the sake of Allah, we'll multiply it and give it back to yourself. Give it back to yourself. Allah doesn't go under the manna and oath of anyone. This is what happens in our life after that. Alhamdulillah, we see that today, a great amount of people, yesterday in funeral, the salat mayyad, mashallah, said that, a lot of people came, there was no room here for the salat, right? You try and help and be with Ahlul Bayt in dunya, they'll support you and escort you from this dunya to akhirah, inshallah. That's what we all need. When I look at my amal, it says, which amal I have to, mashallah, it's a great amal. What? My salat, my fasting, my ibadah, which one? The only thing we have is the shafa'at of Ahlul Bayt. And the hadith said as well, the hadith said that, we mentioned that in Thursday night, it said, no one would have the eligibility and no one deserved to go to heaven because of their amal. Anyone goes to heaven is because of what? The blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of us. All of us. It doesn't let us underestimate the amal. No. Amal are the prerequisites. You will have the tawfiq to have shafa'ah based on your amal. You should doing the, even if they want to help the students to pass a course, they don't help the students who got F to pass the course. No, the one who needs a little bit more scores, a little more grades to go higher, they help that person. The one who did everything he could do, she could do, now they have some ghafla, some issues, some problems, they help them to pass with shafa'ah as well, based on the niyyah and sincerity that they have. Otherwise, that's our intention, inshallah, that we want to make sure we remove jahl and ghafla from ourselves and our families. In Islam specifically, the head of the household are responsible for the iman of their family. By the Quran says, you're responsible for the iman of your family as well. وَأَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارًا. Keep yourself and your family, your ahl, from the hellfire. You should be active. If the ghafla comes to the family, you're responsible to do as much as possible to take it away. If some of your family members are deciding something that is wrong, doing something wrong, it's your decision at least to tell them, to make sure, this is right, this is wrong. The correct information, by the way. To remove the ghafla. That's what we see, that's what we have to work on ourselves. Opposite. Now we talk about what brings ghafla. Now let's see what help us to have more awareness, to be more aware of ourselves and our duties and responsibilities. Number one, few things inshallah wrap up. Number one, the most important thing is that you see yourself in the mahzar and the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every single second and moment of your life. We have the hadith. If you don't see Allah, He is seeing you. Every moment, if a child is somewhere, you want to do na'uzubillah something wrong, because of the haya of that child, you don't do that something wrong, right? If you see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the time, He's watching you, you don't do that something that is wrong. See yourself, that takes the ghafla away from yourself, right? I see. Now I'm going to talk. This way that I'm talking, is it the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is satisfied, razi or not? I want to do this job, I want to take this, I want to say this, I want to have this position. Is Allah satisfied with that or not? Number one. Second, Quran. Recitation and paying attention to the tarjuma and translation of ayat of Quran takes away that. Every single page you go is talk about maut, talk about death, talk about this, talk about that. Keeps you awakened. Okay? Are you ready? Are you ready? Make sure. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. We're all going towards that direction. Sooner or later, we'll go to the same direction that Sayyid Abrar rahmatullah alayhi went. All of us. Are we ready or not? It's not about, is it going to happen or not? The question is what? Are we ready or not? Are we ready or not? Quran. Next time I recite Quran, I recite with the niyyat of taking the ghafla and negligence away from myself. Pay attention more. Third, if I have any issue with anyone in this world, someone here around, someone back in the country, somewhere else, I don't even know where they are, either do something right now, I'm talking about right now after Majlis, to go fix it. I'm talking about because it was not your fault. Something that was not your fault. If it was your fault, definitely you should go ask for forgiveness. If it was not your fault, go do something to settle it down. Or right now make that decision to fix that. Go call that person. Yeah, maybe, I know it was. Please, you make me halal. It's okay. Any money I have to give it back to you? Because I don't want to stand over there at the day of judgment. It says, for the sake of 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, stay there for 100 years over there. We'll settle down and see what's going on with this. Do whatever you can to settle it down. And the last one I recommend is what? Remembering death. That's what Amir al-Mu'min keep telling us. Naturally, you open it. Keep telling us, remember death, remember death, remember death. This help you, this help you, this help you. This help you to work on your amal, this help you so and so and so. To keep us alive. Alhamdulillah that we have the tawfiq. Alhamdulillah we're still alive. We have this so and so, so and so. But I want to make sure that I'm ready for that. Ya Allah, help us. Let us take ibrah and lessons from this gathering, from this majalis, in order to become better servant for you. And inshallah be better Muslim in this world. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammadin ma'ajal fajr. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Bihaqq al-Hussein, hasten the dhuhr of our Imam Mahdi. For the sake of this month, this blessed month, this amazing time and occasion, Ya Allah, we ask you, all marhumin and marhumat, specifically our dear marhum, Sayyid Abdullah Hussein Kazimi, right now, let him, inshaAllah, be with Ahlul Bayt and have the shafa'at of Ahlul Bayt. Ya Allah, let us live with the life and life of Muhammad wa Muhammad, and let us die with the hope of Muhammad wa Muhammad. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who are under difficulties and issues, provide opportunities for their freedom. Ya Allah, those who are sick, for the sake of this time, for the sake of Ahlul Bayt, Ya Allah, cure them all. Ya Allah, this time, this ibtila, this problem, this health issue, keep everyone healthy, keep everyone away from the evils and from these diseases and sicknesses, specifically the Ummah of Islam, especially our communities. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, those who passed away, specifically Mahmoud Sayyid Abdullah Hussein Kazimi, send the reward and thawab from our gatherings, from ayat al-Quran they recited, from zikr that we all had. Send this reward to their soul, inshaAllah. Rahmallah man yaqra'u al-Fatihata ma'a as-salawat.